righty. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to your annual neighborhood board. Happy New Year's, everybody. We have missed you. Happy holidays. However, wherever and whatever you celebrate, we welcome you. My name is Christian De Quevedo. I am the chair of the Kāhala Waiʻalae Neighborhood Board. We are welcomed today by our most diligent members. Over here, welcome. Brian Wong is on his way. He will be here shortly. I believe Rich Turbin will likely come through that door in about 10 to 15 minutes too. Probably. But in the meantime, let's get started with everybody and everything we've got slated up for this evening. We're going to start off hot. Honolulu Fire Department, are you here this evening?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yep. Okay, my name is Firefighter 3, Daryl Asato. I'm from the Kamaki Fire Station.
Sorry about that. Just needed a pen to write down all of the stats you're about to give us. Please go ahead and give us your report.
Okay, so for the incident statistics for December of 2025, for fires, we only had 10 activated alarms with no fires. For emergencies, we had 54 medical emergencies and one motor vehicle collision with a pedestrian and one hazardous materials incident.
The medical response, that seems unusually high. Is that standard for holiday season or?
Yeah, I guess everybody's out and about doing, shopping and whatnot. And it is also, I guess, flu season as well. Maybe that was causing the uptick in medical calls.
Awesome. Okay, that makes sense. If you guys haven't gotten this year's flu vaccine, please do. This one is a real doozy. It took me 3 months to kick. And then the hazardous response. Can you go into that at all? Do you have any information on that?
Yeah, if it's the one that we went to, there was on Kilauea Avenue and Apuvai Place. It's kind of near like Kamaki Middle School area. A contractor was throwing away various items, trying to clean up a house. But while doing that, there was like a little spill of malathion possibly inside the dumpster that he was throwing all the rubbish in. I think the container got compromised and it started to leak inside the container, the dumpster.
Interesting. What does the HFD do in that sort of situation?
So all we did was we dispatched the hazardous materials company, and then they basically sprayed the whole area with simple green. They used a Hudson pump and just sprayed the dumpster and the area to kill the smell, because it was the winds were kind of still, so all the neighbors could smell the fumes.
Interesting. Does the contractor get charged for that sort of response?
That I'm not from us, but he may incur some possible fines depending if OSHO or the HERE office got word of the spill or anything.
Interesting. Okay. Awesome. Thank you very much for that. Does anybody on the board have any questions for the gentleman from the Honolulu Fire Department? Does anybody in the community have any questions? Oh, Lee?
Yeah, just a quick question.
Yep.
On the hazardous spill, does the fire department report it to anybody?
That I'm not too sure, but I can follow up next month with that.
Thank you.
Does anybody in the community have any questions for the gentleman from the Honolulu Fire Department? Ms. Allison, if you can go talk into the microphone.
Hello, I'm resident Allison Francis, and I just
Hi.
wanted to thank you for your service.
Thank you very much.
There you are. I do. I truly appreciate, my husband and I and our neighbors really appreciate having you there for us when we need you. So thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you for that acknowledgement. Does anybody else have any questions or statements from the gentleman from the Honolulu Fire Department? Thank you so much for your time this evening. It is very appreciated.
I have safety tips and announcements as well if you
Oh, please go
um
right ahead.
yeah. So the fire safety tip for this month is electrical safety in the home. So we advise everyone to, check for electrical hazards in your home, and then we have a few tips. So plug in one heat producing appliance, for instance, like a coffee maker or toaster, into a wall receptacle outlet at a time. So one appliance at a time. Any major appliances such as refrigerators, dryers, stoves should be plugged directly into a wall receptacle outlet. Extension cords and power taps or strips should not be used for those major appliances. Check electrical cords to ensure they are not running across any doorways or under carpets. And extension cords are intended for temporary use. Having a licensed electrician install additional receptacle outlets to eliminate using extension cords as permanent wiring. And also ensure electrical work is to be performed by a licensed electrician. And that is all.
Perfect. Thank you. For those of you who don't know, if you need to check if your electrician has a license, go onto the DCCA website, type the name of their company in, and it'll tell you whether they're licensed and in good standing. So that way you're employing only the best type of folk. Thank you very much again for your time, and appreciate you guys making it down this meeting.
No problem. You guys have a good evening.
You as well. Up next, do we have a representative from the Honolulu Police Department? Representative from the Honolulu Police Department.
Lieutenant Taro Nakamura.
Oh,
These are
can we get
stats.
this? Sorry, hold on one second, Lieutenant. We seem to be having an audio issue. Your audio is coming through very soft. Try speak again, please.
Try to speak more slowly then. Coming in better or?
A little bit better, yeah.
Okay, these are our stats for December as compared to the previous month. Let's see, motor vehicle thefts were 2 as compared to 1. Burglaries were 7 as compared to 6. Thefts in general were 15 as compared to 13. And UEMVs, which is theft from auto, was 6 as compared to 4. This is out of a total calls of service of 5,968 for the district. And further statistical information can be found at HPD's website, honolulupd.org. And our safety tip for the month, given the big rain last night, was driving in the rain, safety tips. So one of the most dangerous times to drive when it starts raining is actually at the very beginning. If there's been an extended dry spell, there's a lot of oil and other stuff that just lays on the road. And when that water, that first rain starts to pick it up, it'll come to the top, and it's actually the most dangerous time to drive. If you can, just rain inhibits your vision a lot. So if you can, just put on your headlights and drive a little bit slower. If you know there's going to be a big rain coming, just check your tires. Tire pressure is very, very key to safe driving. And then lastly, if you are in a situation where you do lose traction, you start hydroplaning, do not jam on the brakes. Luckily, cars these days have anti the lock brakes, but just try to ease on and ease off the brakes as you can, and just give more space between each car. And that's our safety tip for the month.
Awesome. Thank you very much for those stats and that report. Does anybody in the board have a question for the Honolulu Police Department?
Quick question. There seems to be a lot more incidents revolving guns, and I wonder if there's any statistics to show that there actually are more incidents since we opened up the gun laws and gun carrying laws here.
I can't name any like market increase or just off the top of my head, but I can research and try to get back to you next month. The problem with gun laws and rules is it tends to make the the news a lot very easily for a variety of reasons. We have been seeing a lot more ghost guns, well, 3D printed guns. That I can tell you, I've seen a lot more over the years. But those guns are just have been outlawed completely since the get-go. So I can do some research and try to get back to you next month is to see if there's been an increase in gun-related incidents.
Thank you.
I'm
Colin
sorry, what was your
Fujiki?
name, sir?
Lee Castongay.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
Colin Fujiki. you got your
Thank you
hand
for the
raised.
report. Yeah, I was wondering about the legality of the phone mounts that are in people's like windshields. Is that legal?
So it's illegal to drive or operate a vehicle with a cell phone in your hand and you're talking to it or you're operating it. So if you haven't mounted, it's okay. So if it's a mount where it's like on your dashboard or in the vent, that's fine. Is that the question you're asking?
Yeah. I mean, I guess I've just been seeing a lot of distracted drivers, noticing a lot of potential incidences and like near misses with people with
Sure.
phone
Sure.
within the windshield, either impeding their view or watching something. Like I can literally watch people watching videos in their window of in front of their, like it's literally in their line of sight of their
Absolutely.
driving. And
Absolutely.
I
And
guess I was just wondering on the legality of that because it just seems to be becoming more and more of an issue. I mean, I almost did get hit by a car the other day, walking across the street. They're running red lights or they're just, I think I see people just not even going at a green light. They're just still scrolling or whatnot. But yeah, I was just wondering the legality of that and like what is there we can do to help curb the phone use of drivers.
Yeah, absolutely. There's because of cars are basically computers now. And you have huge screens inside your car already, and then you mount a cell phone on your dashboard and you watch that also. There has been there's more opportunities to be distracted. There's a catch-all in attention to driving, but that will come into play if you do get involved in an accident. But yes, there that is a problem, and I think it's a societal problem. I mean, just when we're driving, let's drive. We can look at the
Yeah, I
cell
mean,
phone
I
a
think
little bit
traffic's
later.
worse.
And the same like when you're walking too. We're walking on the sidewalk. You see so many people just walking on the sidewalk, glued to their cell phones. It's like, dude, or whatever, just watch where you're walking. When you do
A
cross the
lot
street
that,
and you have a cell phone, that's also a violation too.
yeah.
So
Is there, I guess, as far as like ticketing goes, like what is your guys's like um metrics on ticketing for walking across the street with a cell phone in hand or driving with a cell phone in hand? Because I still see both of those, but
yes,
it definitely is
we have
impacting traffic. Definitely,
we have programs throughout the year that there'll be a concentrated campaign on a certain issue like DUIs or seat belts, and one of them is distracted driving with cell phones, and the last one is the crossing the sidewalk with with your cell phone in your hand.
yeah.
So we
And I
do
guess
have programs that we just do it I think it's every couple months. But yeah,
in your
go ahead.
no, I was saying, in your opinion, like for those things, like do you feel like are you guys are you waiting for those moments to do those I guess high intensity um things because I mean I feel like there's just an acceptance of it within police officers of watching people do this at this point because you're saying it's a society thing because I mean I see them doing it. I just don't think people are dissuaded at all.
No, I think, I mean, I see citations for, cell phone use all the time, and that's actually a pretty expensive tag. Um, yeah, no, I don't, I, I do see citations for that. I mean, from regular patrol officers. I'm just a regular
I would see
night
at
watch
least half the
lieutenant.
cars with interacting with their phone at this point, while
Yeah.
driving. I guess, and then in your opinion, is it do you think a law that would, be anti-phone mount, would that be help to curb that societal impact, like you're saying, it's a society thing?
I think, I mean, we have so many laws. I mean, we can litigate ourselves to death sometimes, but I think a lot of it is just pure common sense. And then if you can get the word out, I guess education is important too. And there's public service um ads and stuff that do come out, but yeah, it's at the bottom line is it's just not worth, if you do get involved in an accident and you're found to be at fault, and part of the reason is you were distracted because you were looking at your cell phone, that not only opens up the damage that you caused to your car, but the other car, but also civil litigation too. So it's not a good situation, and yeah, people should be should be more aware of that.
Two more questions following on to that. It's like, so, um, of traffic incidences, how many incidences would, I guess, per a ratio of, do you would say that's incorporated distracted driving via cell phones, like of these auto incidences?
That is something I would have to definitely research, because in fact that would be something difficult to research, but I can ask the traffic division to see if they track that as a specific metric.
And then even when instances happen, I know we're a no fault state, right? So is it up to the other party to report that they were distracted driving, or is the, because I mean, I've been in an instance before, the police doesn't really investigate, right? You're impartial at that point, no fault at this point, right? So how is it self-reported?
Yeah, we would get a statement from well, it depends on what kind of accident too. If it involves injury or death, then it becomes a criminal investigation, and uh, proper statements would be taken at that time. Yeah.
Less than a criminal, a criminal
Yeah.
violation. It would be a self-reporting type of thing.
Yes.
So,
It
like,
depends
if
on
I was speeding, the distracted driving was part of it, I would have to say I was speeding, and I would say I was distracted because of that speeding. So
Yeah.
it would be
Or
there's
if,
a there's a
I mean, when I was on the solo bikes, we had special programs where we would just go after people who were on their cell phones.
and technically it has to be in their hand, right? It
It-
doesn't have to be in
Yeah,
the if
it's
I'm
easy
mounted,
to
they're
do on
still
a
playing on it.
motorcycle, very hard to do in a police car because
Yeah.
just where you're at. But yeah, we have there's different ways to try to enforce that law. That
What
we
other jurisdictions are doing to help curb that?
What do you mean?
I mean, other states, other cities to help curb distracted driving by cell phones.
Um, I don't know of any personally specifically, but I'm sure they're doing a similar thing where they would pass a law and then we would enforce it, and hopefully to get some kind of a change in people's habits.
You would
Colin,
suggest that a law would be appropriate.
Colin, we've actually got a
No,
lawmaker
yeah,
here with us this evening. So I think that would probably be a conversation best addressed towards her.
exactly.
Um,
Yeah, and technically I'm a lieutenant on night watch, and I can't specifically speak on behalf of the department to say I'm in pro or against something. Laws are not created by the police department. They're created
Oh,
by
I was
people.
asking you personally,
So,
not
yeah.
not as
Yeah.
a representative of
So-
the police, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you
I
could
appreciate
ask
it.
the
Thank you.
chief if you, their public stance on that, but there is already a law on cell phone use.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I believe I saw one of those anti-cell phone ads while I was driving into the meeting today. So, big fan. Does anybody on the board have any questions outside? Does anybody in the community have any questions for Lieutenant Nakamura? You, sir.
Hi, evening, Lieutenant. Paul Hogan from Kahala area. I'm just wondering, since we had a new interim police chief, has recruitment gone up vastly here?
I would have to say no. I'm sorry, but and that's not through lack of trying, but there's what is vastly? That's the other question too. But yeah, we're still at a critical situation where we have a shortage of officers, over 400, I believe, 450, something like that. It's just 20 something percent. But that's not unique to the Honolulu Police Department. It's a nationwide problem. It's a worldwide problem, actually. And then, God forbid, if you if you run a business, try to find qualified workers now. It's a difficult situation, but we are trying. We're doing different programs, reaching out to college age people, high school people who are interested in law enforcement career. And I believe whether it's the interim chief or the next chief that comes in, we'll continue to do that.
I actually, quick jump in, had an interaction with HPD just the other day. You guys had an amazing response time. Thank you again for that, Lieutenant Nakamura. And I actually was able to encounter 2 new recruits on the HPD force. For the first time, I had a cop who was younger than myself, young woman on training, but was incredibly well-trained, well-versed, and very professional. So the new recruits that you guys have coming in are doing a fantastic job out there.
Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Any other questions for the gentleman from the HPD? Lieutenant Nakamura, thank you again so much for your time this evening. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Okay, aloha. Take care.
Up next, Miss Lorna from the Board of Water Supply. Are you here this evening?
Hi, yes, I'm here. Can you folks hear me okay?
We can indeed. How
Okay.
are you this evening, Lorna?
I'm doing good. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, I do have a quick announcement as usual. I'm not sure if my screen is going to disappear as I scroll to another screen here. For the last month, that was on Kahala Avenue at the
Sorry,
near the
Lorna, your
4721.
connection seems to be a little
a 2
unstable.
inch.
Can you go ahead
Let
and
me-
repeat?
Sure. Let me turn my video off. Maybe that will be better. Hold on 1 second.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, can you hear me a little bit better?
We can indeed.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I do have a quick announcement. Last month in December, there was just one main break that occurred on a 2 inch, and that was on December 20th. And that was around the 4721 Kahala Avenue block. The announcement I have for this month is about conserving water now comes with bigger rewards. So the Board of Water Supply is in partnership with the Department of Environmental Services and has expanded the water sensible rebate program. And we're doubling many of the rebates. So I encourage you folks to go out. So residents can now receive a higher rebate, $150 for an Energy Star clothes washer, $200 for a Water Sense labeled toilet, and $400 for up to a $400 rebate for a smart water monitor. Commercial customers, they can also qualify for higher rebates on plumbing and kitchen equipment. So the goal is simple. We just want to help people save money while using less water. You can find out more information at our website, www.boardofwatersupply.com/rebates. That is all I have. Let me put my.
Awesome.
sorry.
Lorna, thank you
Do
so
you have
much.
anybody have any questions?
Does anybody on the board have any questions for Lorna from the Board of Water Supply?
Lorna, this is Lee Castingay. Earlier this week, it was either Monday or Tuesday, I guess there was a water main problem on Montserrat or very close to it. And it shut the water off in the region. That happened to include the zoo. Nobody was notified. So I'm just wondering what the procedure is when something like that happens. How do you notify the area?
Okay, so thank you for that question. When did this one occur? Did you say this past Monday or Tuesday?
Yes.
Okay. Well, typically, so if you having any kind of water issues, you know, I wish I had the number on the top of my head. On our website, if you scroll on the very bottom, it usually says water interruptions, water emergencies. There is a number there you can call, and then somebody can help you on that number at any time of the day, any hours, 24/7.
Yeah, but that's an after fact. But if you're planning to shut the water down, you
Oh,
notify anybody
see.
first? Yeah.
I see. Sorry, didn't hear that. So when they had a break, they will try to do what they do is a lot of social media. So if there are main breaks, they will post it on, I think Nextdoor, you know, Instagram. They have some different ways that they try to notify the public that there's a water main break. And if they have to shut water down, that's the only way they can really get it out. And they will actually have a map. If they have to put a water wagon, they'll attach a map to that, to the Nextdoor or whatever social media page that they put it on.
Thank you.
Hope I answered your question.
It does.
Okay, great. Thank you. Anybody else? I think
Anybody
I
else
see
on
the
the board
question.
have any questions for Lorna
Yeah,
from the
I
Board
have
of
a
Water
question.
Supply?
Good
Go
morning.
ahead.
I know, so I understand that there's a new billing procedure with, I guess, you know, higher, I guess, a tiered fee of, you know, depending on water usage. And I was just wondering how that is being considered with like apartments, townhomes, CPAs with a single water connection.
Sorry, your question was how are the multifamilies getting billed for their water?
Yeah, well, I mean, because isn't there a tiered system about
There's
how
a yeah, there.
less usage of water, you're charged at a cheaper rate. But with
Right.
these multifamilies or apartment or condos type of things where there's a single source of water, which is typically included in the HOA, how is that being addressed, and how are they being incentivized to reduce water? Or is
So
or are they just getting
yeah.
hit with that highest tier and it's just kind of SOL, or you know?
Yeah, I can't really speak on the multifamily. Sorry, I'm just drawing a blank here, but I do know like in our website they do have like the single family tiered rates, and then they do have the multifamily rates that you can take a look at to see how they're charged. As commercial, non-potable, non-residential, we've got all the different types of categories for the water users. So it does
It seems
vary, and
really
I'm
targeted for the single family where the discounted discounted use is really impacting a greater impact, where I think those
the
are
multifamily.
typically a lower income family is in a multifamily use. So like I
Right.
think it's disparaging that you're giving discounts to people that are of the wealthier nature.
We are trying to reach out to a lot of the multifamilies, just to see how we can help them lower their water use. So again, if they lower their water use, they'll lower their bills, less cost for the residents there. So we are trying to work with a lot of different multifamily HOAs and just get the word out to help them conserve. But
Do you
yeah.
have a demographic of the water usage by those categories? So single family, multifamily, condo, apartments, commercial, and government?
Yeah, we do. We can run those figures.
That'd be really interesting if you let us know that next month.
Okay, so you want to know like how percentage wise of the island, how many are single family, or
Sure.
is that kind of
Yeah,
like what you're
yeah. I
looking
mean,
for?
because I mean, if that tiered system is really only for the single family owners, and it's
Uh-huh.
you know a fraction of the water usage, like it really is. Even more so, it's despairing. Like you're really incentivizing people that are of a better nature, you know, a
Okay.
more equitable nature.
Okay. If I'm hearing correctly, we want to just get some kind of maybe a pie chart of how the water is used throughout the island for the different demographics.
Yeah,
Is that
and
right?
how the tiered rates works with them.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Sorry, writing down my notes here. Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Does anybody else on the board have any questions for Lorna from the Board of Water Supply? Anybody in the community have any questions for Lorna from the Board of Water Supply? Lorna, I did have one quick question for you.
Yes.
So I have a client. She was surprised by a 167,000 gallon water bill. And she was under the impression that she would be alerted if such a thing were to occur. So that way she would know that she would have a massive water leak and would be able to do something about it. For people who kind of fall into these situations, and there was nobody in the house at this time during this month. So, and they investigated and haven't found any leaks though. What would be your recommendation to somebody in this position?
She did. Did she reach? She said she reached out to Board of Water Supply.
So she received the bill. She asked if it was accurate. They said correct. And that's kind of where she's at right now.
And then she had somebody take a look if there's any leaks on the property, and she said nobody was living in the household at that time. Is that right?
Yep. So nobody was in the house during that time period.
I-
And the house was house and grounds were inspected for leaks because I think that's like 6 or 7 swimming pools worth of water.
That's a lot of water. And did you say that she did reach out to somebody at Board of Water Supply?
I believe so.
Okay, yeah, I mean, because I mean, definitely would have them reach out to somebody in customer care and or billing and just see what can be done. There is probably others that this might happen to when there might be on a vacation and some things going on. We don't know what's going on, but have her reach out to Board of Water Supply. If not, then try to reach out to me and then I can find somebody that can help her.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. I know she'll
yeah,
appreciate that.
yeah. You're welcome.
Thank you. All right. Well, Lorna, thank you so much for your time this evening. As always, greatly appreciated.
You're welcome. Have a good evening.
You as well. Up next, it's a little out of order. I apologize for the mistake, but Casey Abe from the HDOT, are you here this evening? This is going to be a first time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank God. Casey, I was worried something
Yeah.
had happened to you.
Okay, good evening and Happy New Year, Chair Christian and members of the Waiʻalae-Kāhala Neighborhood Board, KCR from the State DOT Highways. Tonight, my report is a short one. Our maintenance crew has been doing a great job on quickly adjusting the graffiti and trash problems that I report at the November's meeting. I sent my report to them on Friday the 21st, and on Monday the 24th, our maintenance inspector sent me these pictures of the graffiti and trash being addressed. But during my field inspection last week, I did notice the homeless are still out there, leaving their trash within our state highways right away. The graffiti artists are still busy showcasing their artwork, and although we have been getting some much needed rain to help prevent wildfires, the unfortunate part about the rain is that they create potholes. Working with our maintenance crew on addressing these concerns. And finally, at October's meeting, I mentioned our homeless coroner was scheduling a joint cleanup with the city to address the homeless encampment under the Waiʻalae Nui Stream Bridge. Initially, the cleanup was scheduled for the end of October or early November, but they finally conducted the cleanup this past Tuesday, January 13th. Hopefully, the homeless encampment does not return, but only time will tell. We will continue to monitor the area. This concludes my report. Do you have any questions this time?
As always, Casey, you are a beacon of hope in a dark world of bureaucracy, and we love you dearly. Thank you again so much for all the hard work you do. Love to see those crews replacing out those planters, redoing the waterproofing, and the work seems to be going smoothly. So that is excellent news. I would love to, is the gentleman, Lieutenant Nakamura, are you still here right now? Did we lose him? Oh, that's all right. Casey, graffiti, tale as old as time, but seems to be a reoccurring issue. Anything that you can do or need or any sort of executive powers that can be granted to you to help curb these issues? Do you need hands broken? What do we do?
That's a good question. We are trying to control speeding, and right now we only have a red light camera system that can also catch speeders at the 10 locations that our red light cameras are installed. We are working on trying to expand that program where we'll install speed cameras along with the red light running in the future. But right now we're still working with the legislature to obtain more funding. And as for the priority listing, yeah, we go through a process where we have to prioritize the intersections that will receive the red light speeding cameras in the future.
Well, I do appreciate that update on the red light and the speeding cameras. I was asking about the graffiti at all the areas that your crew seem to have to respond to all the time.
Oh, the graffiti wall, yeah. That's the hard part. We don't know how we can catch we don't know how we can catch the graffiti artists. That's the challenging part. I mean, they if they're out there, we try to address it as soon as possible, so we hopefully discourage them from coming back.
Okay. And then the red light cameras. I know that we've broached the subject a couple of times in the past, and we had that letter submitted to the DOT after the Mojito Sakai car accident incident on Punakai and Waiʻalae, I believe. But
Yeah.
again, I would like to ask that as you guys consider a priority list, we would very much like the Kahala area to be prioritized with Kilauea, Waiʻalae, Hunakai, Waiʻalae, and then I think it's 12. The other block right up at that light right there for red light cameras. We see it happen every day. I know Colin just brought it up as well too, but we'd love to bring some safety to our community.
Okay, again, I will check with our traffic branch to see what's the status. They are doing a study since they received your letter. So the study should be coming out sometime in late April, early May.
Okay, all right. Well, that's good news. Thank you, Casey. Does anybody on the board have any questions for Mr. Abe from the Department of Transportation? Anybody in the community? You, sir. Oh, wait. Colin, we'll get to you right after this gentleman.
Casey, thank you. My name is Stephen Pazienza. I actually work for a company called Mapei. We're in the construction industry. We work a lot with DOT. My question is, do you guys have anti-graffiti products that you use on these walls or anything of that nature?
Yeah, graffiti products, we do use this graffiti products when certain product that when the graffiti is on a sign, we try to save the sign and try to rub it, I guess cleaner like where we try to take off the graffiti. The challenging part is some of the products when you I guess you rub it on the sign, it sometimes deteriorates the reflectivity of the sign. So there's a certain point where we would have to change the sign completely. But
And Mike, our company we're a European company and we make a lot of anti-graffiti products that are in the United States now, and we are using them in certain DOT areas. So maybe I will get your contact and I'll email you.
yeah,
some
you
of this.
can email me your information. I can forward it to our district maintenance office where they can try out your product.
Thank you.
All right. Did you say you work for Pape?
Mapei, yes.
Pape? You guys carry the Ditch Witch line?
Sorry?
The Ditch Witch line?
I'm sorry.
The excavator line, the Ditch Witch?
I'm not sure, but I mean, I work with Mapei I work with structural engineers. I
Yeah.
do a lot of different things, tile and stone.
I think I just called you guys earlier today. This is so funny. I love coincidence. We should talk after this. All right. Awesome. Does anybody else in the community have any questions for Mr. Abe? Oh, Colin?
I appreciate your report as always. I just wanted to see if you had any update on the construction on the Waiʻalae underpass area. I noticed they were not working for several months and then seem to be starting work again this month. Also, those steel plates have been there for over 6 months at this point, I think.
Okay, I'll go double check and check the status of the project. I'll get back to you next month.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, if you could just regularly update us on that project, since that's in the
Sure.
heart of our community, that'd be really appreciated.
Yeah, that's the seismic retrofit of the viaduct. Yeah.
I know they're doing FRP wrapping of the columns. Yeah. All right.
Sure.
Thank you, Casey.
Perfect. Does anybody else have any questions for Casey Abe, Department of Transportation? Casey, as always, it is an honor. It is a privilege.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you. Up next, we have one vacancy. Or two now. Just one. Okay. What district is that for? Oh. For sub-district 1, which is, you turn to the back of your agenda item. Oh, nope. It's on. District 1, which seems to be located at the, Colin, is this your district? No. No, I'm district 3.
I'm sub-district 1.
Yep. We have a vacancy in your district. Is anybody interested in running for sub-district 1? The benefits are excellent. The dental is incredible. The bribe's exceptional. Get involved with your community. Well, once. Mr. White. Oh, please unmute yourself.
Unmute. Not for sub-district 1, but when I logged on tonight to the website, it looked like there's either a new opening or a vacancy in sub-district 4. Is that correct?
John, you've ruined the surprise, but Sylvia has actually stepped back from her position with the board. I just found out about 30 minutes ago. So it is a new opening. If there's perhaps, I don't know, a gentleman who engages regularly with the Neighborhood Watch and is a pillar of the community and hyper involved and it does everything he can to improve his community. I would encourage such an individual to maybe apply for such a position to further increase
Well,
his reach and
If
community
I
help.
meet someone like that, I'll let you know, but I'm interested in it. So
Oh my goodness. Well, okay. Well, John, if you like, how do we go about this? Can we just vote? Can I just vouch for him? Because I've been to his house. Okay. Yeah, John, if you could, at some point in the next day or two, send in a copy of your ID so that we can verify that you are indeed who you say you are. And I see Peter Dudgeon over there as well. I know he would put his life on the line to verify that you are indeed the John White who lives in the Kāhala neighborhood.
I've served on subcommittees with Brian.
Yep, and
in 2018.
Brian. Yep, a well-known pillar of the community. So I think we can verify this at a later date, but
Should I send that to Anson?
yes, if you could. And I think Anson is going to send you his email address, so you can send that in. We'll verify that. So if you don't verify this, or we find that you are indeed fraudulent in identity and nature, then this election is null and void, unfortunately. But I would like to suggest that we vote on bringing John White in to fill the vacancy in sub-district 4. Can I get a second?
Second.
I nominate John White. No, that's all right. Bureaucracy, I get it. I, Christian DeCavedo, nominate John White to fill the empty position of sub-district 4. Serve and protect. Go.
Okay, when I call your name, please say White. DeCavedo.
White.
Okay. Dudgeon.
White.
Okay. Fujiki.
White.
Okay. Turbin. Oh, wait. Here. Wong. Is it White? McGuffey. And Kessingay. Okay. Okay. Then he is part of the neighborhood board.
John, congratulations.
Well, thank you. I'm honored and happy to see you in person next month.
Absolutely. Profit sharing on bribes enacts after the third month. We will discuss that later. Please bring your
401k.
largest thug to the next meeting. We have a protection program that we're also involved with. So if you'd like to get a part of that, please let us know.
Thank you.
Oh, we have an oath that you must conduct. So please hold on one second. We do the oath. Next one. Please hold for bureaucratic technicalities. So how was everybody's Christmas break? Welcome back, Dylan. Glad to have you back. While we go through this technicality real quick, I'm going to jump on to Patty Jetty's report, and then we'll jump right back to this. Sound good, John?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you kindly. Miss Patty Jetty, the governor's representative. Are you here this evening?
Yes, aloha chair, aloha mai kako. Can you hear me?
We can indeed. How are you?
I'm well. I hope everyone had a great holiday and Happy New Year.
Happy
I'm
New Year.
pasting the governor's newsletter into the chat, and I wanted to give you an update on a question that came up at the last meeting. That was the Department of Education property on 22nd Ave. The Department of Education has told me that maintenance work on that property did continue after the November meeting. On December 2nd, Island Ohana Tree and Landscaping Services completed the removal of cut branches that were in piles in front of the chain link fence. They also removed debris that was on the ground throughout the area. They will be returning to grind all the tree stumps that are visible, including a large Kiave stump. And the date and time will be determined as their stump grinder is currently undergoing repairs. So hopefully I will have an update on that for you at our next meeting. I am no Casey Abe, and I will say I have photos of the work that has been done, but I didn't know how to share them. So I will just tell you that they are photos of what looks to me like a clear sidewalk, cleared of brush and debris, and walkable.
I've got two passionate community members here tonight who I'm sure are going to want to discuss this topic. So please stick around during the residents' community concerns so we can address this one head on. And then what was the name of the company you said that was doing the work over there?
That is, sorry, let me just, Island Ohana Tree and Landscape Services.
Interesting. My understanding is that for a lot of landscaping companies, that if work is unable to continue through malfunction of machine, normally they are required to provide a suitable rental or alternative to get the work done in a timely manner, or monetary or additional damages are incurred by the company committing the work. Maybe we visit that for future contracts, so that way there aren't large pauses and repair times, because I know for a fact right now I can walk to Home Depot and rent a stump grinder for I think about $300 a day, which is a very fair rental price, and just chew through the work in about half a day. But so we've got that. We'll jump on that during the resident community concerns. But thank you for that update on the DOE facility. Anything additional to report this evening?
I just wanted to say that the governor last Friday declared this year, the 2026, the year of our coastal kuleana. And so the DLNR has a website up. It's dlnr.hawaii.gov/coasts, and you can visit that to learn all kinds of things about our coasts, what lives there, what plants and animals are there, and as well as there's a universal kind of calendar if anyone wants to go volunteer on our coasts. And of course, you don't have to sign up to volunteer. If you want to just walk down to your coastline and pick up a few pieces of trash, that's helping out our coastlines. So that's all I have.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that report. Does anybody on the board have any questions for Miss Patty Jetty? And John, I will include you in this. Does anybody in the community have any questions for Miss Patty Jetty, Governor's representative? All right, Patty, please stick around for the resident community concerns, and we'll jump into it. But right now, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I'll be here.
All right. Up next, John White. We hope you are oath ready because we certainly are.
Just repeat after me. John? Okay. I solemnly swear
I solemnly swear
that I will faithfully support the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America.
I'll faithfully
Support the
I'll
Constitution.
faithfully support the laws of the Constitution and of the United States,
Okay. The Constitution and the laws of the state of Hawaii.
the Constitution and laws of the state of Hawaii,
And the Charter and laws of the city, county of Honolulu.
and the charter and something of the state of Honolulu,
And the provision of the neighborhood plan.
and the provision of the neighborhood plan.
And will conscientiously and impartially discharge my duties.
I will conscientiously and, I'm sorry,
Impartially
impartially
discharge my duties
discharge my duties
to the best of my ability as a member
to the best of my ability as a member
of the neighborhood board to which I have been appointed.
to the neighborhood board of which I've been appointed.
Okay, you're all good.
Congratulations, John.
Thank you. Thank you.
Marvelous. For those of you who don't know, John White runs the Neighborhood Watch, which has been incredibly diligent. One of the most increasingly and incredible citizens involved with protecting everyday folk, making sure that any security concerns that we have in the neighborhood are brought to attention and addressed. So, John, we welcome you to the board, and we are looking forward to having you, continue to provide what we like to think is excellent service. So, thank you and congratulations, Sean.
Mahalo. Thank you. Thanks to everybody.
Perfect.
Thanks.
All right. Up next, Mayor's Representative John Nouchi. You here this evening? Going once. He knew a member of the Kāhala Towers was here. Let the record reflect that there is a member of the Kāhala Towers here who wanted to most likely discuss the red paintings and the no parking area around the Kāhala Towers. We will pick this up next month, and I have not forgotten about this. So, of course, my pleasure. Next, Council Member Tommy Waters. Do we have a representative from the office of Council Member Tommy Waters?
Hey, aloha, Chair and members of the Neighborhood Board. Adam Dew from Councilmember Tommy Waters' office. I believe Tasha Luke had emailed out our newsletter to the board members earlier today. It can also be found on the City Council's website. I did want to congratulate and thank John White for joining your board. His crime reports are a very valuable service to the community. When I see his email, I always pay special attention to him. So thank you, Member White. Before Chair Waters was a council member and a state representative, he did start off as a neighborhood board member. So we do see, the great service that all of the board members provide to the city. So thank you. I do have a few updates to provide to you guys. I'll try to be quick. At the last meeting, it was reported that traffic sensors at Kilauea Ave and Pahoa Ave intersection were not properly working. DTS says it sent a field crew to check the vehicle detection and pedestrian push buttons, and all should be working as programmed now. Also at the last meeting, the neighborhood board reported speeding along Kia Lau Lu Street. HPD did say that they conducted speed enforcement from the 24th to the 30th. Officers conducted speed enforcement checks and issued one citation. I know this speeding has been going on for quite a while, and I'm sure there was more than one speeder during that week. So I'll work with Director Nouchi to provide an update on the speed cushions that I believe were planned for that street. There was also concerns about the homeless encampments within Waiʻalae Nui Stream near Malia Street, with encampments leaving behind trash and debris that was downstream on the beach and into the ocean during heavy rains. HPD reported back to us from November 25th to December 1st, officers made daily checks and they did not find anyone in the stream. They did find one man near the Hiko box and issued him a warning. Additionally, I do know that 4041 Waiʻalae Avenue has been in despair for a long time and a hot topic at this neighborhood board. That's the unfinished house that's boarded up as you take the Kāhala exit. We do thank the neighborhood board and community members for their patience and vigilance on this property. There has been some progress with it being cleared up, so I'm pleased about that. Hopefully, we'll get that property demolished and rebuilt shortly as well. Excuse me. And then lastly, Bill 7625, excuse me, introduced by Chair Waters and Budget Chair Val Okimoto, would require the Director of Budget and Fiscal Services to develop, maintain, and publicly post excuse me, a searchable online database of city revenues and expenditures. Pardon me. The database would be free and open to the public, updated at least monthly, and accessible through the open checkbook style web-based system. It was reported out today for a second meeting. And with that, I'm happy to take back any questions to Chair Waters.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Adam. Did you get your flu shot this year?
I did. Thank you.
Excellent. All right. Well, I hope that cough clears up. I'm going to direct questions to the board and then the community, and then we're going to come back to me for a second. Does anybody on the board have any questions for Mr. Adam Dew from Councilmember Tommy Waters' office?
Adam, first of all, thank you for your report. Appreciate the information shared. Hoping you can help me with an issue on a street light on Kilauea Avenue, right next to the YMCA. It's the one that's right next to the wall there at YMCA. Specifically, it is pole number 2471. And I know this intimately because I have reported it multiple times on the 311 app, and it is still not operating at night. And I'm going to add that it's been reported multiple times for almost a year now, and it hasn't been resolved. So I hope you can help me with that. That's all.
Yes, thank you. What was the poll number again?
2471.
Got it. Thank you. I'll follow up on that.
Does anybody else on the board have any questions for Councilmember Tommy Waters, Representative Adam Dew? Anybody in the community have any questions for Councilmember Tommy Waters, Representative Adam Dew? All right, Adam, we'll go back to me for a second. I got a couple. First things first, the speed cushions.
Yes.
Please stop installing speed cushions. They don't work. They're blowing out the shocks on my car. I hate them. They cause vibrations, which cause sinkholes at the surrounding houses. Please stop installing them. Please come up with real measures to stop speeding. But oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, no, for real. The speed bump thing is not working, especially with electric cars having such fast acceleration right off the bat. They can slow down right before it and then speed right back up. And for all of us in gas cars who can't afford electric cars currently, it's just it's not a common sense solution. And then I know we're gonna have to pay another contractor $500 million to come in and remove them later on after they start to degrade. So if we can find another solution to speeding, that would be greatly appreciated. And that is a personal opinion.
Thank you. In regards to that, so the city council, we don't have jurisdiction over DTS, but I will share that feedback with them, as well as your mayor's representative, John Nucci. This board is really lucky to have Deputy Director Nucci. He's a great director, and yeah, I'm sure we could find solution. I do hear you, and I have heard that sentence before. So thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And if you want to give me their phone number directly, I will call them and I will bug them in the exact same way I'm bugging you right now. So any sort of information is useful information. I do appreciate it. Still there, Adam?
Yep, I am here.
Perfect.
So I mean, Director Noguchi, Deputy Director Noguchi would actually, you guys are really lucky to have him. I'd go straight to him. I believe you have his contact information. If not, I can share that with you.
We do indeed. And you know what? I will get him next time. Don't you worry. Along with Kāhala Towers as well. Okay, next issue. The Monster Home 4041. I'm so glad that you brought that up. It made the news. The council member spoke on it. They did a great job of showing off the large roll-off that they brought in, a 20 cubic yard roll-off brought in by Mile Roll-Off Containers. Excellent company if you've ever worked with them before. They took some of the trash, they threw the trash away, and then off went the roll-off, and then immediately the homeless went right back into the house. And as of this morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, I was drinking my warm coffee. I was having a lovely time pulling onto the Waiʻalae on or off ramp. And there I see a gentleman smoking some meth sitting on his balcony as he overlooks his brand new home in Kāhala, which he's recently moved to, location 4041. So there are homeless folks back in that property. There are still habitable issues. There are still homeless issues. The root of the issue has not been addressed. And while I'm sure the neighborhood is very happy that that waste has been removed off the front lawn, it is still not enough. And we need action on this. It's been, 8 years, 10 years, 12 years. It is an eyesore. It is a hazard. It is a liability. It is blah, 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 blah. Again, whatever we can do to keep moving this issue forward, we'd be greatly appreciative of that.
Yes, thank you. And Chair Waters couldn't more strongly agree. It is an eyesore. We drive past it every day as well. I do encourage the community when they do see houseless, homeless people trespassing onto the property to call it in when they observe it so HPD can respond in real time. With that, I will follow up with HPD again, submit a riser asking them to do a follow-up. But please, when you do observe it, please call 911. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And then we've got one more, and then I'm going to let you go, I swear. You brought up the heavy rains, and again, I'm so glad that you did. There is a lovely family that lives on Kāhala Avenue, and in their free time, they like to swim at the Kāhala Beach. And during their most recent swim during the Christmas time, they went for a swim, and lo and behold, they found 12 shopping carts in the water. right near the Kahala Hotel and the what is it called? Waiʻalae Beach Park? Waiʻalae Beach Park. And this family was kind enough to take the time to remove these 12 shopping carts. DLNR actually showed up same day, had it removed out. That was fantastic response, I must add, by the way. And then that same family went for another swim 2 days later and then found another 8 shopping carts along with a variety of needles and trash and other things that you would find at Whole Foods and loaded it into the shopping carts and then brought those shopping carts onto the beach and then called in for those disposed as well. And I believe those were removed. However, it seems as though a lot of that trash is coming from the houseless or the homeless, however you wish to refer to them too, living in those streams further up, and all of that is coming down. So there, I know that this is an issue we've beat to death, and I know that the horse is tired, but at this point, I'm about to start driving my work trucks, picking up the homeless that they keep forcing out of Waikiki, and then taking them back to Waikiki, so that way we don't, as a community, have to keep bearing the burden of having to, Waikiki is great because it brings in tax money, and that's where the tourists go, and that's where the money gets spent, and we realize that. But we as a community are starting to really bear the brunt of that. And, every community must have its own burdens and challenges, and we accept that as a society. But it seems as though our community, due to the proximity of our location to the largest tourist hotspot in probably the entire world, is taking the majority of the hits on this. And so, again, the horse is dead. I'm continuing to beat it. But what can we do?
Thank you, Chair. We couldn't more strongly agree with you. I will work with DFM to ensure that those streams upstream stay clear. Excuse me. Thank you as well for informing us of the 12 carts and the 8 carts. I know this has been a long standing issue over many years. I was not aware of this most recent one, so thanks for bringing it up to my attention. I do also want to say, the board, please, you don't have to wait to the board to bring these matters to our attention. I'd love for you guys, in real time as it's happening, give our office or me or Chair Waters an email or a phone call, and that way when we come to present to the board, I can, report the corrective actions that we did do. But thank you, and I'm glad to hear though DLNR did respond quickly. We did get a report from Administrator Michael Kane, from their division. That was more on the Naupaka encroaching onto the beach, the private landowners approaching onto the beach. So, yeah, thank you, Chair. I will follow up with DFM regarding keeping those streets.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I did used to bring it to the office directly, but I find that for whatever reason, when I do it in this theater, I seem to get faster results. So I will continue to bring them publicly so that we as a community can make sure that our concerns are being heard, addressed, and officially taken care of. But
Yeah,
I see that John
please.
White has raised his hand. John, go ahead, please.
Yeah,
Yeah,
on
Chair,
this
please.
issue,
Sorry.
on this issue, what I've noticed in our area is not the traditional homeless or houseless people, family, whatever, lost their job. We have a lot of young men who are hoisting mattresses up Diamond Head or down to the drain tunnels, and they're either probably on drugs and or have mental issues. And couldn't the city, instead of like buying a apartment building in Waikiki where it's very expensive and 20 or 30 people in it, couldn't somewhere in the middle of the island they open up a big tent city, and with medical help, social services, and all that, and a bus once an hour to take them to main routes, and that way you can take care of thousands of people at one time. I know it's temporary, I know it's not perfect, but it would be hygienic and better than what they have today. Because I've called CORE, the homeless, houseless, whatever, thing, and they said, we can't force anyone to seek shelter. HPD, they send HPD out and they go, do you want help? And they go, no, because they can't do drugs, they can't drink alcohol there, or they have mental problems and they don't know what's better for them. But if I had a family member on the street like that, I'd rather see them in some tent city, forced there, institutionalized, and that was a bad word. I'm sure the ACLU is not happy with that, but getting some type of treatment. And it'd be less expensive to build some big compound initially before you can start doing individual housing projects. Anyway, that's my thoughts.
Thank you, Member Wade. So the city does have the Honu homeless program. I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but it is kind of what you just described on a much smaller scale. There are tents that are put up. They move around, I think, every about 4 months, and it moves around the island. It's staffed full time, I believe, with social workers and things like that to provide them services. And unfortunately, it's just like what you described when you're working with CORE. You know, we do have these services available. I can confidently say most houseless or homeless people that you see on the streets or in your beach parks have been offered services, but they, for whichever reasons, turn them down. Yes. So, but as far as a more permanent, can, like city, thank you for that suggestion. We'll look into that.
Thank you. I know this is a huge issue and lots of different layers on it, so thank you.
John, you literally described my doctoral thesis that I wrote in law school. You should look into the weaponization of the Eighth Amendment. There's a Supreme Court case, Johns v. Boise, that actually allows for enforcement of exactly what you just described. So we should talk about that later, please. Let's see. Does anybody else have any questions for Council Member Tommy Waters, Representative Adam Dew?
Question, but I just want to remind Adam that a couple of years ago, we at the Kahala Beach Apartments sent probably half a dozen photos of the trash that was coming down the stream, and we got on top of the Kahala Mall because that's where the shopping carts were being pushed into the stream. And after Ezzy Hayes, the general manager, put up a fence, they stopped, of course, that stopped there, but then they went to the other side of the stream and started pushing in Time supermarket carts. So I think, there's got to be some kind of a city planning process that might be better than just trying to deal with homeless through the homeless department. I think it's not working. So I think we need a better city and county planning, or a combination of Department of Transportation, because they got involved in that particular incident. So this has been going on for so many years, and we seem to just keep putting Band-Aids on it as opposed to dealing with the core issues and taking care of it.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. I do remember that incident. I did work on that, and very similar to what this board will be discussing later, I believe, with Randy and the DOE sidewalk and the overgrowth there. I think there needs to be consistent enforcement and consistent cleaning of our streams and our canals. Just like the DOE area that was cleared and cut back, that was great. But 6 weeks later, now it's overgrown again. And so same with these streams and canals. I think we need to discuss with DFM and HPD, DTS, maybe like monthly clearing and checking on these streams and canals, because certainly 20 shopping carts, doesn't happen, in one night. That's was probably, built up over quite a while. And so thank you for that feedback.
Does anybody else have any questions for Councilmember Tommy Waters, Representative Adam Dew? Adam, you've been a phenomenal support this evening. We appreciate you. And please let us know if there's anything we can do to help move things along on your side. Phone numbers, emails, names, I take them all.
Thank you, Chair.
All right, you have a good evening.
You too.
All right. Up next is Representative Mark Hashem here.
Representative Mark Hashem is not here, but I am Jane Taylor representing Rep Hashem this evening. House
Oh my
District
goodness, has he had the flu as well? Did he get a shot this year?
He certainly did get his flu shot this year.
That's excellent. Then why has he been missing for the past 8 to 10 months?
I cannot speak for that. I'm a session hire, my 3rd year working in the office.
No worries. We will spare you
yeah.
then. All right. Please go ahead and provide your report.
Thank you. We are, as you know, gearing up for opening day on Wednesday, January 21st at 9 a.m. We will be in room 424 at the Capitol. So if you happen to be there for the celebration, please come by and say hello and introduce yourselves to us. We are again this year the chairman of the Standing Committee on Water and Land. So we have a lot of projects coming across our bills this session. Shoreline erosion mitigation, coastal zone management, special management areas, and anything related to DLNR is coming to us. So you please get in touch with us if there's anything that we can help you with. This morning we had a meeting at the Mauna Bay Beach Park in Hawaii-Kai. I realize this isn't your area, but there are certainly, I'm sure, some boaters or paddlers in your district that will be happy to know that we will be putting a new floating dock and 2 gangways in phase 2 of the renovations going on down there, so that this will allow for more access for boats coming in, canoes coming in, and people that are trying to launch out of that one small boat ramp that's currently there. So this is the phase 2 of getting that place up to speed so that all the constituents can use it. They're currently almost finished up with phase 1, which was a $6.5 million improvement. And then phase 2, as I said, we're putting that into the capital improvement budget for 2026, 2027. Please let us know if there's anything we can do to help you. And thank you, Chair and board members, for letting me give my little report this evening. And let me know if I can help, or our office can help.
Oh no, we appreciate you showing up this evening. Did you say that he was on the committee for land and ocean?
Yes, it's the Water Land Committee. He's the chairman of the committee.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, he will be happy to know that the Alawai is 1 block over that way. So should he wish to show up in the future, he can arrive both by land and by sea. And if is this an election year, Tina?
Yes. Yeah.
It is an election year. My goodness, what a coincidence. So if he wishes to figure out what we as the community need, and that's these people over here, that Representative Hashem should, we would encourage him to show up and reach out, and I'm sure that we will be happy to voice our opinions, needs, and concerns directly to him. But Jane, I really appreciate you showing up this evening. Good luck with this upcoming session, and we hope that things go smoothly. Does anybody on the board have any questions for Representative Mark Hashem's representative?
I don't have a question, but Jane, thank you for your report. And my name is Aloha Magapi. And last week, an email was sent to Representative Hashem to as chair of the Water and Land Committee to please review a request from Resort Trust Hawaii regarding a BLNR approval for 3 easements in front of the Kahala Hotel and Resort. Would you kindly ask him to take a look at that and respond accordingly?
Sure, in front of the
We
Kahala Hotel. Okay.
Yes, we certainly would like his support with that, since it's actually just a process. It was already approved by BLNR.
Yeah, no
Thank you.
problems. So the
Okay.
email would have been sent from Resort Trust Hawaii.
Yes.
Okay, that helps me out. We'll find it for sure. Thank you for that.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Perfect. We will check in on that email at our next meeting. Does anybody else on the board have any questions for Representative Mark Hasham's representative? Anybody in the community have any questions for Representative Mark Hasham's representative? Ms. Jane, you have been a lovely sport. Thank you so much for showing up this evening. We hope we see you next meeting as well.
For sure. Thank you.
Thank you. You have a good one.
Thank you.
Up next, live and in person, Representative Tina Grandinetti. Oh.
Thank you. Excuse me. Let's see. Before I start my update, I wanted to jump on the conversation about distracted driving and phones. I don't think that additional legislation will help. I mean, you can talk about sort of increased penalties, but it really is a question of enforcement. But I wanted to share, I was at a transportation forum this past week. We were there. And we learned about this new app called the Safe Roads Challenge app. So funnily enough, using your phone to prevent people from using their phones. But you can sign up for the app, get your friends and family to sign up, and it tracks your driving habits and gives you a score for speeding, for things like looking at your phone while your car is in motion. So, and you can get like cash money prizes. So I think it's like really, there are design changes we can make to make our roads safer. We can do better enforcement. We also have to do behavior change. And I thought that was kind of a cool idea. As far as my updates, we are 1 week away from session. Whoops. I will be serving as the vice chair of the Consumer Protection Committee this session, and I serve as a member of the committees on housing and transportation. So my personal bill package is really focusing on consumer protection. I have a couple of bills looking at protecting homeowners from foreclosure, others protecting renters from displacement, a couple focusing on lowering drug costs, and then another 2 or so focusing on kind of the intersection between sustainability and climate resilience and affordability, trying to help you save money by making the right choices. And I did want to also highlight that the committees on consumer protection in both the House and Senate hosted a joint briefing, informational briefing this past week on the proposed partnership between HPH and HMSA. It's a really big issue that's going to impact our entire island's healthcare landscape. And, you know, as we talk about homelessness, again, there's enforcement and then there's like upstream, you know, preventing people from falling into homelessness in the first place. And a lot of that has to do with our social safety net, our medical safety net, and our behavioral health safety net. Let's see. And then our big, I think for me, the big challenge this session is trying to maintain our social safety net in the face of these big federal cuts. So you'll be hearing a lot about that in the news probably. And opening day is next week. It's the second year of a biennium, so it's not as big of a party. We're treating it like a work day. We'll be gathering in at 10 a.m. and offices will be open from around noon to 2, and we'll have some treats in my office. So if you or advocates or friends want to come by, we're in room 304. And I'm here for any questions.
What sort of treats?
We're thinking nandings. I'm on the Kapahulu side of the district, so we're gonna bring some Filipino pastries.
Ooh, well received. Does anybody on the board have any questions for Representative Tina Grandinetti? Does anybody in the community have any questions for Representative Tina Grandinetti? All in.
All right. Thanks, Tina. I guess, I am concerned about the distracted driving, and I guess it was hard to hear that the lieutenant didn't understand that there is laws that we can enforce. My understanding is that no person under 18 can be operating a hands-free device, any electronic device while driving, even if it's hands-free and mounted. So there's that. And then there's also like from a driver, you're not be able to have anything impeding your windshield. Like, so I mean, I think both of those questions I asked directly, and he was like, "Oh no, those aren't laws." So, but I mean, I can bring up the laws now. I think they're,
Colin, would you like to drop those in the chat, please?
benefit of working, doing the online is I can look up the internet. But it's 15-19.30 is the windshield unobstructed law, which is an enforceable law, as well as the under 18 the person using a operating motor vehicle while utilizing a hands-free mobile electronic device is 29(1)C-137. So like, I mean, those are two laws that we can actively enforce. I guess it's hard for me to hear that the lieutenant actually doesn't know the laws that they're able to enforce to curb this kind of thing. So I mean, I guess it's not enforcing. So I mean, I guess it is, yeah.
I think,
I don't know
yeah,
exactly
I
what the
mean,
question
that's
is,
always
but
the question when you pass legislation and then it comes down to implementation and enforcement. And I mean, we have to make sure that our law enforcement is aware of those statutes. And there's also, I don't know if this is kind of like tangential to what we're talking about, but there's also, I believe, proposed legislation. I know Chair Keela, he's my chair on the Committee on Transportation, has been pushing for an additional written test when you renew your license so that we can make sure that drivers are also aware of these laws, because we are constantly legislating and we have to educate our community. So I don't know how you feel about that, but that's one way of tackling that question.
I mean, even doing safety checks. I mean, like when people are doing the safety checks, like, couldn't you just fail them for doing safety checks when they have that stuff in there?
You mean a mount, like a cell phone mount?
Yeah. I mean, if it's impeding your windshield, it's illegal.
Yeah, I guess you could. I didn't realize that either, to be honest. I thought a mount was a safer solution because you're not looking
Oh, you're
down
not
for
supposed to have anything.
directions.
If it impedes the vision of your windshield by any means, like it's illegal. So that's why I just asked him directly. It's like, can you mount a phone on the windshield? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, that's crazy.
I don't have an
Yeah.
easy answer, but I will.
Yeah.
I
I mean, I
mean,
guess
we can, when we talk with
I mean,
our district police, we can also highlight that.
you're on the board of the transportation as well, so, or the transportation committee. So having that, I guess,
Well,
as
but
part
the
of that.
transportation committee, it's like already passed that law. So then it becomes a question of, again, implementation and enforcement. So yeah, it's not additional legislation necessarily, but
Yeah.
yeah, I
Thank
mean,
you.
we face that issue with, we recently mandated helmets for riders under 18, and we look around and I haven't seen any change. So it really is a serious issue of how do we, a law doesn't mean anything if it isn't actually producing behavior change, and results.
I would like to encourage a bounty system where if I take a picture or a video of somebody utilizing their cell phone while they're driving.
But then you're taking up, how are you getting that
I didn't
phone
say I was
from
in a
them?
car though. Important distinction. Yeah, ooh, a passenger. I like this. And I submit that video to the state. The state issues a fine. I get their driver's license or the license plate, and then the person in the car using their phone, the fine gets issued to the car. I get a percentage of that fine. We will solve this problem by the end of next month. In addition to that, they get their license revoked for 2 months.
I think there is, I mean, it's not just this law, it's so many other driving laws that are ignored, and we really are at crisis level. Like, we have a public health crisis. We have lost more lives last year than ever before. So I I think what you're saying, Colin, about really following through with these things and making sure people are aware, we have to invest in behavior change and education. I don't know about a bounty system, but like we need, this is like, it really is at crisis levels. So
I mean, money is a hell of a motivator. We will solve this thing by end of next month. You have my word. Also, in addition, to the HPD, them knowing the laws that they're supposed to enforce for that area, one of my companies is currently donating a landscape design to the DOT for the Waiʻalae underpasses. And part of what we've included in our design, because we have so many homeless issues in that area, and there's actually the Spangler sisters on the Kuli'o'o board brought it to my attention. There's actually specialized legislation addressing our specific area for people camping and trespassing into those areas that add additional punitive damages on top of whatever is already incurred. But so what we've done is we are starting to design QR codes that will be posted right up above where no one can touch them. And that way, when the police are there, it says HPD on top of it. And they literally point their phone at it, and it'll bring up all current legislation that applies to somebody trespassing in that area. They have a here's what I need to enforce list, and we'll be able to do it on the spot. We try and make their jobs a little bit easier. And then that way, you know, they have no excuse not to do it.
great idea.
Does anybody else have any questions for Tina Grandinetti? Live and in person, I must add. Election season is coming up, and Tina has been here almost every single time in person. It's incredible. We
Thank
do.
you.
We appreciate you, Tina. Thank you.
It gets a little tough during session, but I'll make sure to at least have my staff here.
Luckily, you got enough personality for two politicians, which is very fortunate because we seem to be missing one. So thank you so much again for showing up.
Thank you.
We appreciate your time.
I hope to see you guys on opening day.
Right. Do we have a representative from Senator Stanley Chang's office? Senator Stanley Chang. Going once. Going twice. Re-election. Thrice. All right. Moving on. Resident community concerns. I know that we have two very patient people here waiting involving the Department of Education building. Ms. Patty Jetty, are you still online?
Hi, sorry. Yes, I am still here.
There we go. All right. Awesome. Let's go ahead. Let's get started.
Hi, my name is Randy Port, and I'm here with Allison Francis from, we're both from the Pupanini Street area, and we're part of the community that's been active in trying to get the DOE to clean up the hellacious mess that we've had with the dead trees and the block sidewalk at the DOE lot there bordering Pupanini Avenue. As Patty Jetty noted, we have good news about that, and that they in fact did do a cleanup of the dirt strip area along the fence line. And this has been fantastic that they did that. It came up a very short notice on the 27th of November. We found out that starting December 1st through the 2nd, actually turned out to be 1st through the 3rd, they would clear it out, and they did. They stripped it all down. They got rid of this hellacious amount of dead trees and shrubs that were there. The crew actually even used snow shovels. It was so thick trying to get all the dead shrubbery out of there. For Patty, just to let you know that we did get an update a couple of days ago from DOE that the stump grinder is fixed, and they have posted that on the 20th through the 21st of this month. They will have the stump grinder there, and they'll be getting rid of the stump. They've actually already posted on the trees around there that the stump grinding is going to be done, and that way people will not be parking their cars there. As part of our involvement to help folks help with DOE out, we'll be going door to door, also reminding people don't park over there on stump grinding day on the 20th and 21st. Also, we did an update slide, and I see it's posted up here. Thank you very much. We did an update slide dated 14 January, and what this slide points out, I'll just go through it briefly here because I know we have a timing issue here. What this slide points out is that the slide on the left is the original problem we had with this lot and with the all the dead shrubbery there. And as a reminder, it got so bad that people with baby carriages and dogs were walking in the street to go around this. And 1 through 3 December is the photo on the right, and that shows the crew that came, and they actually did a pretty good job of stripping all the dead vegetation out and running it right down to dirt. And we got a lot of really good reactions from folks that were doing their dog walking, walking their kids and all that, saying, wow, I can use the sidewalk again. This is great. Can we go to the next slide, please? However, and this is the big however, as you can see on the left, this is the photo from DOE that they took on the day that they got it all done, except for the stump grinding, which still has to get done, and a little bit of other shrubbery pickup on the inside of the fence line. A little bit more work to do when they come, but you can see they actually did an admirable job. They stripped it right down to the dirt. They cleaned the sidewalk up. It's fantastic. That's the good news. Here's the bad news. 6 weeks later, right-hand side. And as we noted, can you slide up just a little bit on the slide there? As you, just a little higher there to the caption there. As you can see in the caption there, they had a successful phase 1, the initial clearing, but no further significant actions faced Mother Nature. And our point being that right now, 6 weeks later, we have mud coming down the hillside, we have overgrowth going on, and quite frankly, the most important point of this is that DOE is only halfway done. This project is halfway done. They finally stripped it down to the dirt. They know what they're dealing with. Now they have to plant something. They have to do some planting, some watering, some remediation, laying down some brickwork, something to control this so it doesn't all go basically to hell again. Because if they don't, if DOE facilities just says, okay, we're done, we wash our hands, we hope everybody goes away, sorry, it's not going to happen. Because I can almost guarantee you that 6 to 8 months from now, if they don't do anything with this stuff, we're going to be back here showing you pictures of kids walking their strollers, but in their strollers being walked into the street, people walking their dogs in the street, going around the mess. So the most important point is phase 2. Do something about this now. Plan something, do something, set it up, and that is the most important point there. And I would like to point out that, however, that this first phase was a big deal. The neighborhood is very happy to see this. And I would like in particular to note that it came as, we don't know what prompted DOE to do this, because all of a sudden, 27th of November, they said, yeah, we'll be there, and on the 1st of December to do it. It's like, wow, caught us by surprise. But we believe it is in part due to efforts from this board, to the board chair. Thank you very, very much, and to the board for providing the ability to give inputs and for your support. Also, a big thank you to Representative Grandinetti. She's been fantastic. She has sent a letter to them trying to get them to take action and other things like that and providing support. So fantastic, and we very much appreciate Representative Grandinetti's support in this. Also, from Adam Dew at Council Chair Waters' office. Adam has been very supportive and has provided some information for us, and we keep him updated on all this. And Patty Jetty, to your help also. We believe certainly it was helpful to have you getting information passed back and forth to them. So for all the you folks that helped in this, thank you very much. We truly appreciate it. The job's halfway done. We may need your support to have them do the second half, which is don't let it go to hell again. Get some plantings done there, get some remediation done there. And so with that in mind, for Patty Jetty, we do have a request. If you could pass a message on to DOE. You can go to the next slide if you want. On this slide, this is our slide that we had sent out. This slide was sent out to the DOE, to the Office of Facilities, and also to the Curriculum Office. Also sent out to this neighborhood board. Also sent out to Representative Grandinetti and also to Council Chair Waters' office. The only person who has not seen this slide, this just came out very, very early this morning. I was up late last night doing this. So it came out very early this morning. To Patty Jetty, you're the only person that I believe who has not received a copy of this amongst all the interested parties, and that was because I wasn't sure if it should have gone through the chair here or not. My understanding, though, is I can probably just go ahead and send it to Patty. So, Patty, if you would like a copy of this update slide, I will be certainly happy to at any time. But this slide points out two things. One, upcoming scheduled actions per DOE. This is what the DOE told us, that on the 20th or 21st January, they'll be finishing up the stump grinding and they'll be removing some foliage. But they've also told us that phase 2, the plans for a permanent fix, they don't know what they're doing. They don't have a plan. They're not sure what to do. They're still under consideration, trying to figure out what to do. But they know the need, but it's a wishy-washy what they're even thinking about. We don't know. So with that in mind, we strongly urge them to please let us know, and also strongly urge them to please involve the community, because we have ideas. We live there. We're there 24/7. It would be a calm, cool, and collected discussion, for goodness sakes. We are all, the people that are involved with this are all mature adults, but we have some suggestions for them, and we would like to be able to provide input. We'd also like to note that neighborhood board chair yourself has mentioned to them that you would like to be part of the process on this. You mentioned that before back in October, and also Representative Grandinetti noted that she would like to be part of this process too, of determining what to do. So it's coming from all angles that we really would appreciate them not just waiting and waiting and waiting, and all of a sudden we're trying to find out what are you planning on doing. Please get us involved at least in some of the conversations on this, is what we urge the DOE. Most important part. Big thank you to DOE. Big thank you that they actually finally scraped this thing clear and clean. But also, DOE, please remember, you got to get the next phase done so it doesn't all just go feral again, and we're not back here 6 months later showing you pictures of kids in the street. Thank you very much.
As always, appreciate the passion, appreciate the diligence. Amazing. Patty, are you still there?
Hi, yes, I'm still here.
Excellent. I will sweeten the pot, so to speak, with the DOE facility. If we can get the DOE to do literally anything about the maintenance, my company will donate a landscape design using all native plants for that entire front side right there. All you guys have to do is paint by numbers and throw in the plants. They're very cheap, very easy, and we will donate that to you guys so that we can get this project moving forward. So please pass that along so that we can get something moving in place here.
Thanks. I will pass that along. And thank you, Randy, for that presentation. That was really thorough and it was really informative. And if I can get a copy of those slides, that would be fantastic.
It's on the Google Drive, our
okay.
neighborhood board.
Okay. So, and I also want to say I appreciate everyone who's reached out to any contacts that they've been able to make at the Department of Education. I'm reaching out to my contacts, obviously, but I think the more contacts that we can make to get this done for you guys, the better. And I will say that my contacts over there did want to thank the neighborhood for their patience, because I know this has been a long, ongoing situation. So they did want to thank you for your patience in all of this. And let's just keep pressing on.
Marvelous. Is there anything that we can do to help empower you to continue pushing this process along? We seem to have some good momentum. We'd love to keep it going.
Yeah, as long as I have the slides, I'll share those far and wide as much as I can, and hope to get more eyes on them.
Awesome. All right. And if you can think of anything else, please let us know. Like we said, let's keep this moving. Oh. If you need any of the original documentation, PDF or PowerPoint, we are also able to send that over to you as well.
Okay, thank you. I'll take a look at the slides first and I'll let you know.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And again, thank you so much for, as always, showing up and continuing to push this issue forward. Do we have any other community concerns? Anything that people would like to speak, be heard upon? Please approach the microphone.
Hi, I'm Dalen Cam, as you all know. I'm glad that when I flew back, I seen that some things didn't change and some things did. I would like to thank the neighborhood board and everybody at the state and city level for fixing the broken gate that was at the Waiʻalae-Nui stream bridge. And they put a very big chain and a very big lock around that gate, so I don't think anybody's breaking that open anytime soon. On the side of things that didn't change, there's the same homeless lady at the same bus stop at the corner of Waiʻalae and Kilauea, and she'll probably still be there when I go back later tonight. But I guess the one thing that I did want to express my concern about was there is a homeless man with a dog. I don't think the dog is on a leash, and the dog's also not the come up and pet me type. And he's there pretty early in the morning. I think he leaves around 7, and he sleeps around the southeast corner of the Wilson Park.
I know that gentleman well. His dog bit me 2 months ago. I was actually wearing these exact same boots. I came in looking all disheveled. I came literally straight from being with the HPD. There was nothing they could do about it, unfortunately. What a shame. And then came straight here. But yeah, no, know that guy well. We've called the cops on him several times. Nothing has been done about it.
That is terrible to hear, but thank you for letting me know.
Absolutely. Buy steel toe boots. Frank Floyd, we see you online with your hand raised.
Yep. Thank you. I'm here because I am a member of the Mid-Pacific Roadrunners Club, and we have a road race coming up that partially runs through the Kahala neighborhood. So I wanted to tell you about that event. It's called the Johnny Farber 10K. It's a race we've been doing for many, many years. At least 20 years or so, and pretty much on the same course. It's a 10K that starts in Kapiolani Park, runs around Diamond Head, and then down Diamond Head Road to 18th Avenue, turns at Kilauea, Kilauea to Elapaio, and then on Kahala and back to the park. So it does include part of that neighborhood. The race is on February 1st this year. It's Sunday morning at 7 o'clock. The race lasts at most till about till about 9 a.m. or something. We're done with the streets. It usually involves about 200 runners. It's not a big race, but we have a consistent number of about 200 runners. There's no street closings. There are some coned off areas, particularly by the Triangle Park. The racers need to cross the street there, and they're policed to guide them. And then I think the police help them around Triangle Park a bit and may hold up some traffic for a while, but there's really no street closure, so people should be able to get by. And the runners sort of stay to one side of the road and out of traffic. We do have road permits from the road department, and then police protection for the runners and for the cars.
Awesome. Well, thank you for informing us of that. In the future, please email us a kind of a heads up, and then also any photos that you have of the routes or anything, and we can make sure that that gets published so that the public is properly made aware of it. And then what was the name of the race one more time?
Johnny Farber, F-A-E-R-B-E-R. Johnny Farber.
Johnny Farber.
Yeah,
And that is occurring February 1st, you said?
Yeah, February 1st at 7 a.m.
Excellent. Well, we wish you and all the runners luck. As always, we love to have these types of events in the communities. Does anybody have any questions for the gentleman? Mr. Floyd, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much, and good luck February 1st.
Thank you.
Does anybody else in the community have any resident concerns they wish to speak and be heard on? You, sir, if you could get on the microphone so that everyone can hear.
Aloha Neighborhood Board and Chair. Happy New Year to everybody. Again, my name is Stephen Pazienza, and I do work for Marpe, as I mentioned before, but I am also represent Nawahini Racing, which is a organization. We work as the race directors for HPH's Women's 10K. I emailed you report about that.
Yeah, we have you guys listed under new business and presentations.
Okay, do you want me to wait? Or?
I mean, I'm fine to let him speak now. I mean, go right ahead.
All right. So I have a list here. So we have our race coming up January 25th, which is next Sunday. The race begins at Kapiolani Park, and it does go through. It's the same 10K route as the Johnny Farber race. I have announcement of the race here, and I also have maps of the 5K route and the 10K route. The 10K is the same route as his, and the 5K goes from the park just up to Diamond Head Lookout and then back. And as part of the permit that we have to make an announcement to the neighborhood boards. Also let everybody know that we have the police. We have 30 plus police that are going to be patrolling the roads. We also have probably close to 100 volunteers that are going to be on the course, marshaling, making sure that everything. We have a big aid station at at Triangle Park. And that is a big road, not really a road closure, but we have it coned off with GP roadway. We have the whole course coned off with GP roadway as well. So we do our due diligence in putting this whole race together, and there's going to be about 1,000 or more women. This is an all women's race that we put on. So it's a great event. This is the 49th year for Hawaii Pacific Health Women's 10K. So
nice.
it's been a great event.
We're sure this one's going to go off without a hitch, and we look forward to celebrating the
hoping,
50th as well.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. Perfect. We'll have these up front if anybody is interested. Does anybody have any questions for the gentleman? I know it's a little bit out of sort. Thank you. Any questions? All set. Thank you again so much. All right. Going back real quick. Board business. Can I get approval for Thursday, November 20th, regular meeting minutes? Approve. All in favor? Say aye. What? I motioned. She seconded. Perfect. Yep. So we are all in favor then. Excellent. Yep. Yeah, that he's all in favor. Raise your hands. Alternative venue for future board minutes. We'll skip past that one because we've discussed it to death. New business and presentations. Overview of the revised East Honolulu Sustainable Communities Plan. I know that we had that the resolution that was passed. How goes things on that?
So it's not just
Please speak into the microphone for the people online.
it's not just the revised, not revised, it's not just the East Honolulu Sustainable Communities Plan, but it's also the Primary Urban Center Plan, because our district is governed by both plans. And we're not going to be revising it. Actually, we're just going to be reviewing the two plans. So right now, Colin and I need to get together and finalize the timeline of the scheduling for that and make some decisions. And also, once we do that, then we'll be going out to the community to ask if you would please support it by participating as members of the committee. We're hoping to get at least 12 members to help us to review the plan and come up with recommendations for changes that can be considered in the updating of those two plans.
Excellent.
So next month, hopefully, Colin, you and I will be able to finalize the timeline and then start and get ready to start recruiting members of the community to support us. And you would be really good at it. We'd love to have you part of the committee. And
Got one. We've got two.
and I think Jim, you recommended Jim Nikolai.
Oh, Jim Nikolai.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So if you could let him know that we'll be contacting him. You sent me his information already.
Perfect. He
So
will
we've got a
be
few already.
very much looking forward to your reach out.
Yes, yes. And if
Excellent.
you all would like to participate as well.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for that update.
Members of the board, we'd love to have you all raise your hands too and help.
Love to get involved. Please count me in. All right, awesome. Well, I look forward to Mr. White. Oh, he's in too. You got John White on board as well. Ladies and gentlemen, seats are going fast for a limited time only. Please jump in while you can. This is a limited time investment. All right, excellent. Moving on. Vote for the neighborhood board support for the Shangri-La conditional use permit expansion. My understanding is that the DPP already had their two meetings. We've kind of, our opinion is not needed, from what I understand. So, are we okay if we move on from this issue? Perfect. The DPP has not released their official report yet, but I'm sure it will be coming literally any minute or day. It was supposed to be released yesterday. but is listed as still pending on their website. So I do believe it is too late to put any opinion forward, but yeah, I'm not looking to get into a fist fight tonight, so we will move on from that. Utility pole concern. I was reached out to from the office of Senator Keo. Thank you. And a member of Senator. Thank you. Staff reached out inquiring if we had received or anybody in the community received reports or had heard concerns of an unusually tall utility pole on Diamond Head Road affecting the view. Has anybody heard of this? I had not either. Anybody? All right. So our official stance is that we have not heard a thing. So not a peep. Moving on. Feral pig activity. 2026 fun bingo card. Here we go. The middle of Inacoa Avenue, a resident reported concerns regarding ongoing feral pig activity causing property damage and sanitation issues and is requesting assistance after unsuccessful follow-ups from the DLNR. Miss Patty Jetty, do we still have you here?
Yes, I've been waiting for this item.
I would like to think that I'm known for having a guy for everything. Do you have a feral pig guy?
I do have a feral pig guy.
Yes, we love it. All right.
I saw this coming up on the agenda, and I think many of you know I actually work for the DLNR, so I consulted one of our wildlife experts on this. So there are a few options. One is the Pig Hunters Association of Oahu. They provide free trapping and removal services on private property depending on their scheduling. I have a phone number. Can I give you that phone number, Christian?
Please go right ahead.
Okay, so this is the Pig Hunters Association of Oahu, and their phone number is 808-349-0498. And then I have the name of a few contractors. I know we've done sort of collaborations with the Pig Hunters Association. I don't know about these contractors, but these were suggestions from my wildlife expert. So those are Kuahivi Fencing and Wildlife Services. And I have phone numbers for all of these. So Kuahivi Fencing and Wildlife Services, LLC, and they are 808-469-2354. Another company is Pua'a Patrol, LLC, and they are 428-5792. And then the final contractor is Sandwich Isle Pest Solutions, 809-9339.
Are those last three all free services?
They are not. Those are contractors. The last three are contractors. The Pig Hunters Association is the only one that might help you out, and they work for free. They usually trap in an area like this. It's going to probably be some kind of trapping service.
Patty, thank you for the information. I also just wanted to share that that we're talking about Inacoa, and I don't know specifically about this exact situation, but I live on Ali'ikoa, and we have had similar issues with the feral pigs coming down from the hills, and they've actually made it across the street to be on the street itself. This was ongoing majority of last year. I had in my yard, I've had upwards of 9 pigs in my backyard having fun digging holes and frolicking in the grass. But to the point about the pig hunters, my neighbor was in contact with a couple of different organizations. I don't know specifically who. And long and short of it is the matter is taken care of in our specific area. For a period, a recent period of time, we have observed no pigs in our yards on Waiʻalae-Kāhala. Again, they may have moved. There may be other families of pigs in Waiʻalae-Kāhala, but the hunters have come out, and the ones that were used did not charge, and they were probably with the association that came out here and took care of the matter on Waiʻalae-Kāhala. So I think that would be the solution to remedy this, because a police report was made. In fact, I made a police report because at one time the pigs were at the Waiʻalae-Kāhala Park where kids were, and police were called because they came down the hill and were interrupting kid activities up there. And they got the parents got scared about the pigs being out there. So it is an issue, and for us here on Waiʻalae-Kāhala, it seems to have been remedied. I know that might be the solution, is reaching out to these organizations.
Love it.
Yeah, I
Community support.
recommend them. Yeah.
Awesome. Once again, I would like to bring forward a bounty system. But awesome. Okay, so we will put that forward to the person who reached out, Pig Hunters Association, 808-349-0498. Perfect. All right. Patty, thank you so much for your input on this matter. This is hopefully come to a good resolution on this. Perfect. Let's see. We did the 2026 HPH. Another issue that was brought forward, and then we will be on our way. Kahala Beach Apartments. The KBA lease extension concern. We received correspondence from the Kahala Beach apartment units outlining historical, legal, and fiduciary concerns related to the potential non-extension of the KBA ground lease with Kamehameha Schools. It was presented to the board for awareness and discussion. A resident believes that for several reasons, and we have that letter in the for several reasons, and we will bring this letter forward in our next meeting when we have some more time, that the lease extension will not be granted for a variety of mismanagement and other potentially illegal issues. So we will bring more on that next time. Stay tuned. And then actually, Aloha, did you have anything to say on that real quick? Perfect. Okay. And Sylvia, don't need to worry about that. Announcements. Our next regular board meeting will be Thursday, November 19th, 2026 at 7 p.m. at the Alawai Golf Course Clubhouse, right where you're standing right now, second floor. Please join us in person or WebEx. This meeting is now adjourned. We appreciate each and every single one of you for showing up. Thank you for the long haul on this one. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a great evening.